Hi, it's Charlee Atkins, and this is Well+Good's Trainer of the Month Club. Today, I'm gonna be leading through a no jumping workout, so your downstairs neighbors are really gonna love this one. For our first exercise, let's just get started with some standing hip circles. So all I want you to do is take your knee up and around in a circle, and you're gonna tap the foot behind you and just bring that foot right back towards the front. The whole goal is to leave the body facing forward and just let the leg reach behind you. If you can, you're gonna bring the knee up about to the belt line and tap behind you. Just alternating sides, lightly tapping the toe behind you. If you find that you're struggling with balance, you can always hold onto a wall or a chair, something that's gonna help you stand upright. Go ahead and give me one more on this leg, and then we're just gonna face sideways for some standing windmills. This is for your upper body. So if you start just by reaching your arms in both directions, all we're going to do is windmill the arms as you switch from one side to the other. So really think about reaching the arms as far away from the body as possible. Have soft knees, and you're just gonna alternate as you take your arms into this T position. This should feel really good throughout the spine. If you're doing this workout first thing in the morning, this is one of my favorite morning wake up exercises. Good. Now, from there, we're just gonna come back to the edge of our mats, or the back of our mats. Go ahead and walk yourself out to a high plank position. Soften the knees. You're gonna push the tailbone to the sky. Next thing you know, you are in a downward facing dog. From there, we're just gonna go from a downward facing dog to a high plank. Now, if you notice, I'm taking a micro bend in my knees. That way my back stays nice and flat. When I'm in a downward facing dog position, I wanna picture myself sliding into home plate, or home base, I should say. It's home plate, actually. Pressing the arms down into the ground. Moving from that downward facing dog into that high plank position. Go ahead and come to your high plank position. I just want you to bring your right leg forward, and all we're gonna do is open up, and you're gonna bring the elbow on the inside of the foot. Now, if your elbow does not touch the ground, it's okay. All we're trying to do is warm up the hips as we get ready to move into this no jumping workout. Reaching up towards the sky so that you're in this kind of twisted, greatest stretch in the world, or a twisted, low runner's lunge. And all you're doing is just trying to reach the elbow down to the ground and then right back up towards the sky. Everything that we do on one arm or one leg, we're gonna do on the opposite side. So when you're ready, just go ahead and switch. Opposite leg comes forward. Whenever you feel like you're in a good foundation, you can just slowly start to reach up towards the sky, and then try to reach the elbow down towards the ground. If your elbow does not touch the ground, it's totally okay, but I do want you to feel that stretch all throughout your hip. Good. We'll be here for about another 10 seconds, and then we're gonna head into our first round of no jumping exercises. Go ahead and give me 2 more of these, and then we're gonna come on up to standing. So every exercise, a good exercise to include in every workout is going to be a squat, but we're just gonna add a little bit of a quick kick. So coming down into your squat, as you come up, I just want you to kick through the heel so that you're balancing on one leg as you kick the door down right in front of you. Remember in your squat that your chest stays up, your knees drive away from each other, and you're just alternating one leg and then the other. If you find that kicking is a little bit challenging, just see if you can bring the knee up. And then every now and then, if you feel like you can add in the kick, just kick right in front of you. Make sure that you're kicking through the heel and not the toe. You can take these nice and slow and controlled. They don't need to be fast. In fact, sometimes slowing down your exercises actually makes it a little bit more challenging than always doing everything so quickly. We've got about 10 seconds left here. Chest stays up, knees drive away from each other. Go ahead and give me one more. And then we're gonna come down onto the mat for our plank spiders. Those already left me a little breathless. Straight line from the head to the heels. All we're gonna do is bring the knee up and over a fire hydrant, reaching the knee towards the armpit. If you can, take a micro bend in the elbows. That's gonna help support your weight. It's gonna take the exercise right into the core and out of the arms. Good, keep going. These don't need to be fast. Remember, if you slow down your exercises, sometimes it actually makes it a little bit more challenging than always rushing through everything. Try to keep the shoulders out of the ears, meaning pull the armpits down the side of the body. Good. From there, come on down to the mat. We're gonna be doing leg lowers. So, if I could plug my elbows down into the ground, reach my legs straight up to the sky, all I'm going to do is reach my heel away from the body. Now this is usually a challenging exercise at first, so if you want, you can bend the knees and you can reach the heel away from the body. But this is gonna help target the lower abs as well as give you some hip mobility. If you wanna make it a little bit more challenging, reach the arms just above the chest. Try not to look at your feet. Instead, look straight up at the ceiling. Let an exhale help you bring the foot right back up. Good. Oh, wow. And then from there, we're gonna come over into a plank position. If you grab opposite elbows, place them down on the mat, hands out in front of the elbows, feet are mat width apart. All I want you to do is reach the arm just above the mat. Now the whole goal in this exercise is to not let the hips twist. So if I reach and my hips twist, that means I'm not doing the exercise in my core. So I want to challenge my core to keep my shoulders and my hips square to the mat. Good. See if you can reach 2 more times. That's 1 on each arm, and then come right back up. And we're right back to those squat kicks. So if you don't want to kick, you can always just bring the knee up. And remember, slower is sometimes a little bit more challenging than speeding through these exercises. Lowering down to your squat, keeping your heart up. One of the most common errors that I see in squats is people tend to sink their chest too far forward and they start to feel the exercise in their back. If you want to feel it in your booty and your thighs, which is where the exercise is supposed to be, keep the chest up, lower yourself down, and remember we're kicking through the heel, not the toe. Add an exhale on the kick, like you're kicking down the door. Good. From there, coming down to the mat for our plank spiders. Holding that high plank position, and then when you're ready, taking the knee up and over the fire hydrant, bringing it towards the armpit. The whole goal is to not let the body rotate, meaning don't let the hips drop. You want to keep shoulders and hips square to the mat as you bring the knee up towards the armpit. Micro bend the elbows. That'll help take the core out of your shoulders and put it into your core. I think I said the core, that'll help take the exercise. Put the exercise in the core where we want it to be. From there, coming down onto the mat for our leg lowers. A couple different options. Number 1, you can start with the knees bent, reaching the heel away from the body, or legs straight, again, still reaching the heel away from the body. Arms can be reaching up above the chest, or you can have them down on the ground. Use an exhale to bring your foot back up, and try to keep your lower back connected to the mat the entire time. You've got less than 10 seconds, keep going. Give me 1 more on each leg, and then we'll flip over into our plank position. Again, if you grab opposite elbows, that's gonna put you in a solid foundation for your plank exercise. Step the feet back so that they're mat width apart, and then reaching 1 arm out above the mat, trying your best not to let the body rotate. If you slow down the exercise, I guarantee you're gonna feel that exercise more in the core and the obliques than if you were just speeding through it. So take it nice and slow and controlled. Good. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Come on up to standing. No jumping exercises. Second set of exercises. We're gonna be doing some knee drivers in addition to what I like to call slams. You'll see when we get there. For starters, right leg is back. All you're going to do is drive the knee into the chest. So all I'm trying to do is plant this left leg. If I lift my elbows up so that they're in line with my shoulders, almost like I'm holding onto a medicine ball or a ball right here, I'm just driving that knee up about to the line on my belt loop. Good. Immediately, we're gonna head into slams. In slams, it's kind of like a skier or a med ball slam. If you work out in the gym often, you're just coming up onto the balls of your feet and you're throwing a ball down. If you've ever used a ski erg or that machine that has handles up here and you dive the poles down, same thing. Not a squat, it's a hinge, so I'm just pushing my tailbone back. Immediately we'll switch over onto the left side. So right leg is planted, elbows are in line with the shoulders, and all you're doing is driving the knee. If you want a little bit more, you can pump the arms. However, I like to reach them out here just like that. Use exhales every time you drive the knee in. Good. And remember, you're gonna head right into those slams. You've got 3, 2, 1. If you do have a pillow at home, you can hold onto a pillow and you can throw the pillow down onto the ground and you'll really see how this exercise works. Good. Give me 3, 2, and 1. From there, we're gonna be heading down onto the mat for some push-up reaches. Best of your ability, try not to do these exercises on your knees. I promise you, if you keep doing these from the balls of your feet, you're gonna train yourself the proper strength to do push-ups from your toes every single time. Push-up reach, lower down, reach, pull, push yourself off the ground. When you're pushing yourself off the ground, fire up the glutes, give yourself a big exhale. 10 seconds left to go. Really think about keeping the shoulders out of the ears. These will get you. Good. And then coming on up to a favorite. People love them or they hate them. Curtsy lunges. Doesn't matter which leg you start with. I'm gonna start with my right leg stepping back, tap, and then almost as if I'm still holding onto that ball, I'm just going to spill that ball over my knee. What I don't want you to do is as you're stepping back, don't just swing the leg up. I need you to stop, reset the hips, and then dump the ball over the knee. Whenever you're doing your curtsy lunge, a big error that I see is people step too far back, so the knee is super far away from the front heel. You don't need to do that. Back knee kisses the mat, stepping just behind my front heel, kind of spilling that ball, or if you have like a bucket of water, over your knee. Go ahead and switch sides. Remember, tap, reset the hips. Good. Now, just like in our squats, make sure that this knee drives away from the midline. So if the midline is where my belly button is, what I don't want to happen in a curtsy lunge is I don't want my knee to cave in. I want to drive it out. That way I know that I'm working my glutes. Don't forget the tap. A lot of people use momentum for this exercise to just swing the knee up. It's not what we're doing. You're training your hips to square at the top. Good. Nice. Now we're gonna do all those exercises again, and that is your no jumping workout. So starting out with our knee drivers into our slams, your goal is to head right into the slams after your knee drivers. So planting the left leg, pulling the knee up about to the belt line, holding the elbows out so that they're in line with the shoulders. And in about 5 seconds, you're gonna head right into your slams. And you'll notice what it feels like to really take everything down towards the ground. Remember, it's not a squat, it's a hinge. I'm reaching my tailbone back, head stays in line with the tailbone as I drive down towards the ground. Good. From there, we'll head onto the opposite side. So you're kind of sinking into this right knee, elbows are in line with the shoulders, and you're just drawing that knee up about to the line of the belt. You actually might feel this exercise more in your hips of your standing leg than the one that's driving, because that's your supporting leg. You're gonna head right into your slams. Go ahead and give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heading right into it, coming up onto the balls of your feet. Throwing down towards the ground like you have a pillow in your hands. Reaching the tailbone back. Remember, this exercise, you wanna take some force and throw it down towards the ground. From there, we're gonna be doing our push-up reaches. So come on down to the mat. In our push-up reaches, I always like to start on the ground. Reach, pull, glutes engage, push. Straight line from the head to the heels. Try firing up the glutes. Use an exhale to get yourself up off the mat. Man. So all of the exercises that we've done today, we call them compound, meaning they require a lot of joints and muscle groups, which is why you might be feeling that burn. Oh, nice. I did that one on my knees. I cheated because my arms were feeling it. Last rounds of our curtsy lunges, here we go. Doesn't matter which leg you start with, but do remember you want to tap the foot in between the curtsy lunge and kind of taking that ball, spilling it over the knee. So again, I know it's repetitive. Don't just swing the leg up. Tap in between, and then dip the ball over the knee. You got less than 10 seconds left to go. Make sure that your knee drives away from the midline. That's the front knee. Go ahead and give me one more. And then switch sides. Final exercise of the set, curtsy lunge. A little bit of a knee lift, knee drive. You're kind of spilling that ball right over the knee. If you can, get your back knee to kiss the mat. And remember, you're pushing yourself up to standing through that front leg. Final 20 seconds. Stay with me. Nice. Okay, let's do 2 more together. This is 1 and last one. And there you go. So that right there was your no jumping workout. We never left the ground, and there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me for this workout. I'm Charlee Atkins, and this is Well+Good's Trainer of the Month Club. If you'd like more workouts like this, make sure you subscribe below.